Finally, I can share this fantastic book with you. And I want to say thank you so much to suggesting it to me because it's been a wonderful couple of months reading it because Vargas Llosa is simply one of the best writers to ever exist. The book is The Dream of the Celt, and it's about Roger Casement. And this came up because I suggested a book about the Belgians in the Congo, and this is a magnificently written book about that. Because I didn't know that Roger Casement was the British official who brought forth the report that made it clear how much torture and exploitation the Belgians were doing in the Congo for rubber. And I also didn't know, next he went to Peru and made another report to indict a British company who was exploiting the natives of the Amazon for rubber as well. He produced these giant reports that brought down huge corporations that opposed him for their terrible humanitarian records. One of the reasons that I might not have known of his name is because it was much suppressed after his death. He was hooking up with men, and that was much frowned upon at the time, especially for an Irish nationalist. Also, depending on whether you believe that the Black Diaries were forgeries by the British intelligence to discredit him, or is actually his own diaries, he might have been also consorting with men underage. And nobody's really sure. Even the author of this, Vargas Llosa, says his guess is that the diaries are more of a novel written by Casement. He didn't actually do them. It was part of his fevered imagination. Because this poor man was so suppressed because of his place in history that all he could have were quickie dalliances on the street. It turned out that the only long-term relationship in his life turned out to be a paid British informant. If you don't know this story, I'm not going to tell you the end, and don't look it up. It gets even more intense with Irish nationalism and World War I and the Kaiser and the Easter Uprising of Ireland against her oppressors. It's a wild story, and it goes to show what an amazing novelist Vargas Llosa is. Because this is a novel, but you can tell he did all of the research, and the only thing he fictionalized was exactly what was in Roger's head during this time. You can tell he really got a sense of him. And the timing of it is amazing. He just is going flashbacks, all of these parallel tracks like he is so good at. And somehow he still makes it very easy to follow all of these threads of Roger's life and present a novel that just encompasses this giant human with lots of contradictions and failings and imperfections who helped to change the world for the better in such a gigantic way. So again, thank you so much to the person who recommended this book to me. It's been amazing.